Students, can you see the slides? Can you hear me properly, or is there any disturbance or something? Can anybody tell me, am I audible enough so that I can start with the session? If you don't reply, I won't be able to understand whether you
Yes,
are.
ma'am.
Yeah, okay, fine. No issues. I hope the screen is also visible to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we started with entrepreneurship development. Now, as I said, till now we were just looking at to be an entrepreneur, what qualities or what skills we require. We also saw that some of the theories, according to the scholars, if we have to call somebody as an entrepreneur, then what qualities or what traits he possesses. Now, for each and every scholar, for each and every expert in the field of entrepreneurship, the definition differs. Somebody look at entrepreneurship as an outcome of sheer innovativeness of the mind. Somebody look at it just because we lose a particular position in the society, and out of that zeal to achieve that position again, we try to uh, act on it, and that is called as entrepreneurship. So it differs from person to person, is what we saw in our earlier sessions. We started with development. Now, it was earlier thought that entrepreneurs are born and they are not made, but then it has successfully proven in developed countries that through proper training and proper guidance and motivation, even this quality of starting something of our own can also be inculcated in humans, and that is what now we would be seeing in our coming sessions. Not today, but then remaining units also are dedicated towards the development. Now I have to develop somebody, meaning I have to prepare him. Now when I am preparing him from all the sides, from financial, from the core of the business, to motivate, to provide the help and assistance as and when required. So when we are covering all these things, we are actually taking care of various incentives and various financial assistance aid, financial aid jo bolte hain, what sort of financial assistance is provided at government level and through various. Now when we are saying motivation, how motivation can be imparted to uh, to the person, to the budding entrepreneurs, is what we are going to see. We started with concept of entrepreneurship, how it evolved. Now as I said, it was there in our culture. Like we had village functioning, exactly replicating the entrepreneurship, where we had farmers and artisans who were dealing with many such things, and they were exchanging such produce for, for in return of something. So barter system was there. Village community was quite practicing in India till 18th century. Slowly and steadily, Britishers started ruling us. East India Company came into existence. They became operational here. The company became operational here, and due to World War First and Second, also the scenario, and due to industrialization too, the scenario changed a lot. Many changes happened at global level and in respect to our country as well, and so those changes where more and more industries got set up. In case of India, Ahmedabad and Mumbai, um, many textile industries started, and because of World War and because of independence, many policies got changed. Since we got independence, the policy makers, the biggest challenge in front of them was to restructure the entire country. Now we got again our separate, independent identity. So to prove that identity, the policymakers came up with various 5-year plans and economic policies where stress was given on entrepreneurship. Various angles of entrepreneurship were covered. Sometimes assistance in getting or acquiring land, sometimes assistance in setting up of small industries, sometimes as in some of the 5-year plans the assistance was given to setting up small industries, then khadi and village industries, sometimes cooperatives like that. So the support was given. And today what we see is we have many organizations who are dedicated towards developing the entrepreneurs. So this is how the concept of EDP, Entrepreneurship Development Program, comes into existence. So we started with competencies. What competencies are required for a person to become an entrepreneur? So some of the personal competencies. Also, when I have to launch an organization, what I require, and when I have to manage the organization, what I require, is what we saw in our previous slide. Development of entrepreneurship, why entrepreneurship is important, and we started with concept of EDP. So I hope now everybody is with me. Just the rough idea of what we discussed in our previous slides. EDP, it is a program designed to help a person in strengthening his entrepreneurial motive. So these programs are actually meant for strengthening the motive of entrepreneurship. Now that idea is there, but then who will actually guide me to convert that idea into reality? So that guidance is given by EDP, Entrepreneurship Development Program, and in acquiring skills and abilities necessary for playing his entrepreneurial role effectively. Now to bring that idea into reality also, EDP helps. Along with this, any specific skills which I require to acquire, which I need to have, any specific abilities to take decision in uncertainty, ability to take decision in in a changing scenario, ability to take decision in tough situations like pandemic, recession, like that, war type situations are there. So what sort of abilities are required to take decision during such times? So even EDPs help in these situations. So EDP, Entrepreneurship Development Programs, they not only help in converting your idea into reality, but they also help to acquire some specific abilities and skills. Developing entrepreneurial motives and skills and helping to play the role of entrepreneur effectively, these are the aims of EDP. So I have to prepare also, and I have to from time to time update the candidate for an entrepreneurial role. So maybe it happens that the person is very good in terms of selling, he has good contacts, his financiers are also happy with him, but then when he is into the process of expanding, maybe his communication is little weak. Communication, maybe the local communication or communicating in English is little weak. So I, as a mentor, identify, or I as a person who is in this EDP program, identify he lacks here, ये कुछ skills इसमें कम है. So accordingly the training is to be provided to such an entrepreneur, and that is what is expected from an EDP, Entrepreneurship Development Program. I hope the concept is clear. So there are a number of programs which provide information or inputs or focus on preparation of project report. These inputs are acquired by new entrepreneurs. So EDP is primarily meant for developing those first generation entrepreneurs. Very important factor here, that basically aim of EDP is to help the person convert his idea into reality. Now, when a person is trying to establish himself for the first time, so we are assuming here that person does not have any family background of entrepreneurship. All right, if he has, then जो रोल ईडीपी प्ले करने वाला है, the role which the program is going to play, that can be played by the relatives or elderly people of the family, because they are already into the business. They can give you some kind of assistance as well as help. So we are assuming here that the people who approach such programs are first generation entrepreneurs. I hope this first generation entrepreneur concept is clear. Are you understanding what is first generation entrepreneur?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it is primarily meant for developing those first generation entrepreneurs who on their own, they cannot become successful one. Maybe due to some reasons, they require assistance or they require some kind of help. So they themselves are unable to become an entrepreneur on their own. So EDPs are meant for such first generation entrepreneurs. So this is the rough background of EDP. किनके लिए बना हुआ है, what type of offerings these EDP offer, and for whom basically these programs are meant for. Then we have 3-tier approach here. In EDP, there is a 3-tier approach. What it is? First is developing achievement motivation and sharpening entrepreneurial traits and behavior. So how this EDP works, how these EDPs are tackled. They work on 3-tier system or 3-step system. First is developing achievement motivation. As I said, that idea is in my mind. Idea to do something is in my mind, and I have roughly drafted also what I have to do. But then I assume that there are some practical challenges arise when I actually think seriously of implementation. So those practical challenges which are there, those challenges can prove to be hurdles. Those challenges can prove to be obstacles. मुश्किल हो सकती है. Now, those practical things can deviate me from not becoming an entrepreneur. So, who will take care of those practical challenges? These EDPs. So, this is the first and foremost step of an EDP, that to develop this achievement motivation. So, the person who is implementing EDP has to continuously keep this motivation level of budding entrepreneurs at a particular level, always above 50-60, like that, so that the person is always motivated and he never deviates. Along with this, also sharpening entrepreneurial traits and behavior. So some traits are there. When we say that if a person is let's say a supermarket manager, then some kind of traits are expected. When we say that person is dealing with garments, again some kind of different traits are expected. Garments bolenge to he should be updated about the latest fashion and the trends and all. When we say kirana person or supermarket person, then we expect that the goods or the rice and pulses he deals with should be of good quality and cleanliness, hygiene factor is to be maintained. Some kind of expectations we have from different set of enterprises. So as an program coordinator for EDP, this is what you have to, the person has to sharpen or always take care of the traits and behavior, entrepreneurial traits and behavior. So this is first level of EDP कि हमको मोटिवेट करना है, एंड जो स्पेसिफिक बिहेवियर एंड ट्रेड्स एक्सपेक्टेड होते हैं फ्रॉम एन एंटरप्रेन्योर, as a program coordinator, he has to see to it that the person acquires, person sharpens them. Second approach or second tier approach is guidance on industrial opportunities, incentives, facilities, rules, and regulations. Now this is little bit technical, we can say. So यहाँ पे at second level, he has to be given, the person has to be given guidance on industrial opportunities. Industrial opportunities can be categorized under B2B, business to business. First, it would be from business to consumers. Second would be, now this is talking in terms of, probably in terms of expansion. अगर हमको business आगे बढ़ाना है या ये एक settle होने के बाद, if you want to grow further, then where you can. So industrial opportunities come into picture here. Then various incentives which are available for an entrepreneur, वो भी EDP program coordinator को he has to guide, because as a person or as an entrepreneur who is entering the field, he may not be knowing all the facilities or such incentives and we can say assistance which can be available, which can be made available, and which can be availed from whom. So this is one responsibility, that to make such things aware, making the person aware of such things. Then also what facilities can be provided, this also should be told by the program coordinator, and the related rules and regulations. If you have to uh, get loan or financial assistance up to so and so, then what, what formalities you have to do. So such rules and regulations के बारे में aware करना is also the job of EDP program coordinator, entrepreneurship development program coordinator. Then at third level, what happens? Developing managerial and operational capabilities. Now again we are moving ourselves to our venture. So when we are started, then we these managerial capabilities. As I said, I was working earlier under somebody. Now I am my own boss, but then I may deal with people differently. Earlier, क्या बोलते हैं, dealing with your colleagues, being one of them, and dealing with your reportees as if you are dealing the situation. So in EDP, such skills are to be developed, such capabilities are to be developed. So these are managerial capabilities and operational capabilities. Day-to-day activities, may how you are supposed to behave, how the person is supposed to take care of all the departments. Simultaneously, he has to look for finances, he has to manage the productions and operations of the organization. Similarly, he has to hire people, he has to deal with banks, and at various fronts he is expected to play. So these EDPs help in giving the knowledge of how to manage these fronts, how to manage your managerial capabilities as well as operational capabilities. Hope the approach is clear. Moving on further to the objectives of EDP. EDP के ये इस type के programs को launch करने के objectives क्या होते हैं? What are the objectives of launching such EDP programs? First and foremost objective is to accelerate the process of entering into the business for those who come from non-business families, first generation entrepreneurs. Now for them, there would be many such things which they are not aware of. They might have heard, but then they are not aware of. So to accelerate the process of entering into the business. Again, if I have to take my example, I have a world-class idea with me. I know कहाँ से लोन लेना है, कैसे लोन लेना है, सब कुछ. I know कि एक बार चालू होने के बाद कैसे मैं लोगों से मुझे डील करना है and all. I know everything. But then practically, there would be some challenges which may arise. Like practically, I never thought that how will power failure affect my business? or how this pandemic would affect my business. I never gave thought to such things. So the objective of EDP is to accelerate the process of entering into the business. So these EDPs actually help us knowing our business and knowing the related things of the business in a better way. Second objective would be to encourage first generation entrepreneurs who do not have any business background. To the first generation entrepreneurs, since they lack this business background, the EDPs, the EDP coordinator, he has to encourage the first generation entrepreneurs, those who approach them, the EDP program coordinators. Now they have to encourage such first generation entrepreneurs because they lack the motive to enter the business. They are not or they don't have the proper guidance or proper knowledge of entering such avenue. So he has to guide them, he has to assist them. Develop and strengthen entrepreneurial competencies of prospective entrepreneurs. Yes, those who approach, those who want to become the entrepreneur through EDPs, they can get the proper training, or they can be taught some of the competencies of prospective entrepreneurs. So this is one objective of EDP, to provide help in identification and formulation of viable projects. I have some idea, but then I don't know how to roll out that idea. So through EDPs, I get knowledge how to convert that idea into a workable project. To arrange support system about process and procedures for setting up an enterprise. Idea followed by its practical implications, followed by actual implementation. So implementation and formation, or let's say the process and procedures for setting up an enterprise and having just an idea in my mind. There is a difference. So EDPs help me to uh, convert that dream of an idea into reality. So various assistances, various practical challenges, some hurdles, obstacles, assistance, everything the EDP coordinator is responsible to impart for. To impart training in managerial understanding and skills. So when we are starting something, we should be knowing the managerial aspect of it, operational aspect of it. So EDP trainings may managerial aspect of the um, venture can also or has to be given. To provide post training assistance and monitoring facilities. Now, prepare to kar diya. I prepare a person to become an entrepreneur and he begins his journey. But then as a EDP coordinator, I also have to see to it that if he requires any post training assistance. So if he requires, then the program should have room for such post training assistance as well. To analyze environmental setup relating to the small industries. Small industries, they get affected very easily by the environmental setup or environmental change. Tomorrow onwards, if same example, this pandemic would come very frequently. Pandemic may many companies shut down and many businesses also started growing because few people looked at this opportunity from different angles and they could do very well. So in pandemic, many such, as I said, many such businesses shut down. So this is what happens in case of small industries. Being small in nature, decision making happens faster since lesser workers are involved. I maybe manage those issues related to the workers and I take decisions fatafat in case of small industries. So environmental setup really affects the small industries instantly. So as a EDP program, ED program coordinator, I should analyze any such possible setup change which is going to affect my clients small industries. So as a program coordinator, I have to understand the situation, and accordingly I have to sometimes give that buzzer. I have to press that buzzer of alarming situations towards my clients as well. Acquire necessary managerial skills required to run the industrial unit. The managerial skills and operational skills, as we have seen. So these are roughly the objectives. Now you may say that, ma'am, these objectives are like we are hearing it from day one, but that's how it is. And as I said, now when we are appearing for MCQ exam, the scenario is different. But when we have to actually write, it happens that we know the subject, but then it is very difficult to put it into words. So it's okay if we listen to it again and again, but at least those things are getting pressed in our mind, that this is what we have to do, this is what we have to follow in entrepreneurship. So it may happen that we are listening to these things or these objectives most probably in all our lectures, but that's how the subject is. All right. Now besides these objectives, there are few more objectives as well. I'll just read it for you. To let the entrepreneur set or reset objectives for his business, to prepare him to accept uncertainty involved in business. Like nowadays we say that it is very important for children to accept no, नहीं ये चीजें नहीं मिलेगी. Similarly, it is very important for an entrepreneur to teach him, to prepare him to accept the uncertainty, sometimes losses, which are also inevitable in business. We are into business, ups and downs are definitely going to come. So like we are preparing for ups, similarly we have to be prepared for downs as well. To prepare him to take decisions on his own, to enable him to communicate effectively, which is very important. Communication skills are very important because you have your ideas in your mind, but then if you are unable to effectively portray it in front of your clients or anybody, maybe from bank officials or maybe your prospective clients or your business partners, if you are unable to communicate in front of them, then it is of no use. So very important for a person to improve on his communication skills. Written communication, oral communication, conversation. On all the fronts, having this effective communication, very important, very, very important. To develop broad vision about business. Broad vision about the business. Your job as an entrepreneur doesn't end in just starting the business. You should also foresee that within 5 years or after 10 years or maybe within 2 years, from this to this end I have to take my business. So you should have this vision. As a initiator, you should be having the clear picture, a clear picture about your organization. Start to kar diya, but I feel that maybe after 2 years I should have this much base of customers, I should have this much percent increase in my turnover. Like that should be your approach. To make him accept workers as partners in the enterprise. That day we were discussing about ESOPs, employee stock option plan. So that is nothing but making your employees owner of your organization. Now isse kya hota hai, when you have this sense of ownership, you think that I'm not working for somebody, I'm working for myself, I'm working for my own organization. So out of this feeling, productivity can be improved. And this is what this particular point or this particular objective tells us, that you accept your workers as partners in your enterprises. So when you have such, now that ownership runs into as I said, 0.25%, 0.50%, like that. But then that improves your productivity, which is a good thing for us. So without putting in lots of efforts, we are actually improving. So this should be our approach. Then to develop passion for honesty and integrity. Again, if you have to be into the business for a longer period of time, always the qualities like honesty and integrity will win the game. Shortcuts are there, but then shortcuts end also shortly. Long routes are there. Such qualities, honesty, integrity, such qualities will take you, or will take your business at a different horizon. That is why it is very important to develop such qualities of passion and honesty and integrity in your uh, the persons who are enrolling for the program, to make him learn compliance with law. Knowing the law, understanding the structure of various laws which govern us is very important. Otherwise, what happens? You are an entrepreneur and somebody can easily fool you in terms of law and order. ऐसा करोगे तो ऐसा हो जाएगा, and you should have that practical knowledge of law because you are running an organization. So you should be complacent with the law and procedures which are happening around us. So these are the objectives of entrepreneurship development program. क्या होते हैं? What are the philosophy behind designing these such entrepreneurship development programs? Then EDP process. Now, if I have to enroll myself for any of the EDP process, I undergo these 4 to 5 different steps in the process of EDP. So first, now I am acting as a coordinator here. So as a coordinator, I am designing these entrepreneurship development programs for, let's say, people who are passing out of fashion institutes, NIFT से या ऐसे कोई institute से बच्चे pass out हो रहे. So for them, I am designing EDP, Entrepreneurship Development Program. Fine. So how will I do it? So what would be my process of developing ED program for such fashion institute passed out candidates? I have to have, this is just an example to make the process understand. All right. So first step would be identification of potential and right set of candidate. In the beginning only, I made clear that I am designing program for fashion institute passed out candidates who have this degree in fashion and latest technology or textile technology, like that. All right. So I have to understand for whom I am designing this program. So I have this clear picture in my mind. This program is meant for so and so candidate. Another EDP would be the civil engineers, the program entrepreneurship development programs for civil engineers, or let's say mechanical engineers. So as the set of entrepreneurs changes, automatically my program will also change. वो हम देखेंगे कैसे चेंज होता है. So first I have to identify the right candidate and the potential candidate. कौन candidate मेरे हो सकते हैं. Accordingly, I have to design training and developing capabilities. Training and developing entrepreneurial capabilities. So after understanding the base of clients, accordingly, I can design what sort of training and what sort of capabilities are to be developed in such entrepreneurs. Then comes linking suitable project with each entrepreneur. If a person is from civil engineering background, it is very difficult for him to allot some project which has got to deal with digital marketing, for example. SEO अगर मैं उससे करवा रही हूँ, search engine optimization, if I am telling him to do, then maybe in the beginning it would be difficult. If the person is hardcore engineer who wants to only deal with manufacturing or maybe production of something, then for him this media and ad agency, SEO, then Google AdWords, इस type की कुछ चीजें करवाना would be very difficult. So I have to link suitable project to each entrepreneur so that it becomes relevant and it will give an extra edge over other entrepreneurs. Appropriate अगर project में देती हूँ, then it will enhance the value. It will add something to his kitty, we can say. Then equip them with basic administrative, financial, and managerial capabilities. After identifying who would be my prospective candidate, after designing training and the curriculum on training, after linking suitable projects to such entrepreneur, the next process or next step in designing the EDP process would be equip the candidates with basic administrative, financial, and managerial capabilities. So what sort of administrative capabilities are to be taught to Fashion Institute passed out candidates? So for them, administrative things would be maybe appropriately managing your profits and losses. So एक basic tally उनको समझा देना would be appropriate. Or if they are always dealing with जो tailors होते हैं, if they are dealing with such people, then how to tackle them, how to talk to them would be the basic administrative abilities. And accordingly, financial and managerial capabilities are to be taught. So I have to formulate, as a program coordinator, EDP program coordinator, I have to formulate based on different set of entrepreneurs the financial and managerial and administrative capabilities. Last step is follow-up support in establishing the venture. So in this way, I help the candidates successfully start with their ventures. My job as a coordinator doesn't end here. So I have to take follow-up of such candidates. Maybe that follow-up could be 6 months, for 6 months or for 9 months, till the time the new entrepreneur settles down in his business. After that, since he is on his own, anything is required, he can contact me. But as program coordinator, my job is to see to it that he is being followed up for 6 months or for 1 year's 9 months time, like that. So this is how the process of EDP, this is how the process of entrepreneurship development program works, right from identification till it is to give follow-up or to give support for a specific period of time. So what are the phases? Entrepreneurship development program consists of 3 phases. Now these phases more or less cover the processes which we have seen right now. So there is this pre-training phase, training phase, and post-training phase. क्या होता है pre-training phase में? The preparations required to launch a program come under this phase. Let's just give me 1 second. Yeah. So what happens in this phase? The preparations required to launch a program come under this phase. So when we are launching the entrepreneurship development program, we are in the process of launching. So pre-training में क्या हो रहा है? The following activities are included in this pre-training phase. Creation of infrastructure for training. So any computers, and suppose a particular number of computers are required, and if your institute does not own these setup or own these lab, then you have to find out कि कहाँ से we can have tie up with the computer institutes and where we can run such program. So creation of infrastructure. Suppose that infrastructure includes some hands-on experience, and that hands-on experience के लिए you need some factory setup, and you need, as I said, factory setup. So you need a specific space requirement, then you can lease out from somebody. So you have to find it out, and that is what happens in case of pre-training phase. Then preparation of training syllabus. So exactly what you are going to cover in the duration of 3 months or 6 months. So what all areas you would be tackling. So you have to develop the training, you have to develop the syllabus, what all contents, what all you are going to cover. Then you have to tie up with guest faculty for training purpose. So you have to find out who is an expert in which area, and accordingly you have to schedule their sessions. You have to do tie up and schedule these sessions with the guest faculty. Selection of necessary tools and techniques to select suitable entrepreneurs. Now, as I said, I require the mechanical engineers, but then all mechanical engineers cannot be my target. So I have to come up with some necessary, selection tools and techniques to find out the candidates. So for this reason, we have CETs, entrance tests होते हैं, so that की eligibility सबके लिए है. So those who secure, let's say, first class or 65% in their qualifying examination can appear for the exam. But then I have to find out इनमें से exactly मुझे किन लोगों को लेना है. So for them I keep this entrance examination. So like that, for our EDP also, I have to select the necessary tools and technique to select the specific or the suitable entrepreneurs. Then formation of selection committee for selecting trainees. Criteria bata diya, then I have to form a committee who will actually select the trainees. Sometimes it would be based on personal interview, sometimes it would be based on your cracking your aptitude test and then followed up with some interview or something like that. So I have to formulate this selection committee. Arrangement for publicity, media and campaigning for the program. Now I have to launch, but then I have to market also my program, so that next time ke liye I have people with me. Next time ke liye it becomes easy for me to sell my EDP program. So for that, what do I have to do? I have to come up with some advertisement or some campaigning for the program, or arrange for some publicity media to reach maximum number of customers, maximum number of attendees. Development of application form, pre-potential survey of opportunities available in a given environment condition, selection of potential entrepreneurs, and arrangement for inauguration of the program. So this basically, this pre-training phase covers what it covers. I have a program to offer. I have this development program to offer. Now I need people to whom I can offer this program. So how am I going to select these people? So I come up with program, I design its syllabus, I design the selection committee who is going to actually shortlist the candidates. So for these candidates, I prepare some examination kind of thing, jahan pe they can appear and they can get selected. So this is one thing. Now, along with this, I have to do publicity of my event as well, so that many people can take advantage of it. So I prepare its promo material, I prepare its advertisement and campaigning material. I also conduct some survey of opportunities available. I this way select the potential entrepreneurs, and then I inaugurate the program. The identification and selection of potential entrepreneurs is the most important aspect of pre-training phase. So program is there, the program is very good, but then uske liye I need to understand, or I need to find out the right set of identification and selection of potential entrepreneurs is most important aspect of pre-training phase. If the trainees are not properly selected, the entire program can be defected, and the program can be defeated, because you have selected wrong set of customers. So these wrong set of customers, as in the wrong set of entrepreneurs, will not yield the desired results which you are actually expecting. So they may underperform, they may not perform at all, or very few of them would respond. So your program's success depends on selecting the appropriate candidates. So first phase we have seen, that is pre-training phase. The training phase and post-training phase we'll cover in our next session. All right. So any doubt you have, just let me know. We are stopping here for today's session. Fine. So in case you have anything, let me know. So see you tomorrow at 8:30. All right.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Bye bye. Thanks and have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Bye bye.